Hi everyone, this is Ravi. Welcome to Katalon Automation tutorial. As you all know, I've already published almost 44 YouTube videos covering beginners level, intermediate level, and advanced level concepts of automation. So from past couple of videos onwards, I've started publishing the videos on artificial intelligence visual testing by using Katalon Studio. So this is our lesson 45 in terms of overall Katalon automation tutorial, and this is our lesson 3 in terms of AI visual testing by using Katalon. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how can we run our visual automated test cases from TestOps directly without using Katalon Studio. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon. You'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Thank you. So now let us see the procedure to perform visual testing directly from TestOps. So following are the steps that we need to follow to run visual tests from your TestOps. First, we need to integrate Git with Katalon Studio, and then you need to automate visual test cases using Katalon Studio, then push and commit Katalon scripts to Git from local machine. So let us perform these three steps by using Katalon Studio. Let us go to Katalon Studio. As you all know, in my previous lesson, we have created a visual testing lesson 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this one, and then I'm going to duplicate the test case by pasting it, and I'm going to rename this as lesson 3 test ops. So let us make sure this particular test case we can run and see if that works. What we have automated in this test case, we basically automated Cura healthcare application, and once I click on make appointment, I'll be landing onto login page. And then what I'm doing, I'm taking a screenshot as checkpoint. So regarding what is screenshot as a checkpoint, if you want to understand more about this, I would recommend you guys to visit my previous session. Okay, and then we are entering username, password, and then again once you enter the details, we are also again taking screenshot as checkpoint, right? And then click on login. Then you'll be landing onto appointment page. There again I'm taking a full page screenshot as checkpoint. Then once I fill all the appointment details here, I'm booking an appointment. Once I book the appointment, I'm going to get the confirmation, appointment confirmation. I'm taking a full page screenshot as checkpoint again, the appointment confirmation. And then I'm logging out. Okay, so this is the test case that we automated in my previous YouTube session. I would recommend you guys to visit my previous session before you watch this session. So let's just run this particular test case and make sure it works correctly. So everything is working correctly. So now we have created another new test case for this particular lesson. So let us create another test suite. Go to test suite folder, click on new, select test suite. I'm going to name this as visual testing lesson 03 test ops. Click OK. And now I'm going to add a test case that we automated for this particular lesson, which is visual testing lesson 3 test ops. Okay, now save this one. So what is our next step? Our next step is we have completed automating our test case. Now you need to push and commit Katalon scripts to Git from local machine. To push Katalon script to Git, you need to first integrate Git with Katalon Studio. So I have explained this concept in my previous sessions where I've covered CICD integration by using Katalon Studio. I've almost published 3 YouTube videos covering CICD integration. So I would recommend you guys to visit those videos. You can find the link in the description to visit those videos. So let us now go back to our Katalon Studio. I've already integrated my Katalon Studio with Git. Okay, so now you can see here I have my Git, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to commit the changes whatever we did for this particular lesson. Okay, I'm going to commit the script. Click on commit, and you can see here now in Git staging I can see whatever the new test cases and the new test suite that we created, it is showing in unstaged changes. You can simply drag and drop onto staged changes, and then I'm going to provide comment test scripts related to lesson 03 visual testing lesson 03. Commit and push. So this is my username, and then I'm going to enter my passcode. Click on OK. So now your entire code base will be pushed to GitHub. So it is pushing. So you can see push to Katalon in progress. So now let us go back to our GitHub and make sure the latest code is available in GitHub. So let me refresh this particular Katalon integration. Okay, this is my project where I pushed it. One quick thing is, so where we have pushed the code, we have pushed the code to a team A branch, not onto master branch. So let's go back here now and see under team A, I can see here the latest changes will be available. See, 1 minute ago we pushed scripts, test cases and test suites. So that means all the changes are available in team A. So to merge these changes to my master branch, I need to create a pull request. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to merge the pull request from team A. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create pull request, and here I'm going to click on create pull request, and then I'm going to merge your pull request. See, merge your pull request and confirm merging. So to understand these Git operations, I've published a course in Katalon Academy. I'm going to leave that particular link in the description. You can refer to that particular link, and then I can delete the branch here. So I'm deleting team A branch. Okay, so now let's go back to our master branch. Now you should see the latest changes here. See the latest changes you should see. Let us go to test cases, and here you can see your latest visual testing and visual testing lesson 3 TestOps. So that means we have all our test cases available, all the changes that we made for this particular lesson. So now our next step is we need to establish Git repository connection in TestOps to pull the code base from GitHub. So establishing Git repository connection in TestOps, again you have to refer my previous videos CI/CD integration related courses. You can find in the description. Let's go back to TestOps. So this is my TestOps. Go to settings, and here you can see script repositories. I've already connected the Git repository called Git Katalon integration. This is our GitHub repository. So you can see Git Katalon integration is my GitHub repository. I've already established connection to that particular repository. Okay, so now after that, schedule test run in TestOps with GitHub script repository. Select GitHub repository, select test suite, select local agent option from environment, and then generate a new baseline connection. Now let us go to TestOps and see how can we execute the latest script in TestOps, and then how can we perform visual testing. So here go to your executions tab in TestOps and then select schedule test run. Here let us name this as visual test run lesson 3. And what is our repository? Git repository is Git Katalon integration. Git Katalon integration. As we already established connection, I can see all these repositories. Our repository is this one, right? And then is our test suite. Our test suite is the latest one, Visual Testing Lesson 3 TestOps. This is our test suite that we created in Katalon Studio. If you remember, let's go back here now again. See, Visual Testing under test suites, Visual Testing Lesson 3 TestOps. So the same test suite I'm gonna select. And then what is the environment? My environment is I want to run this particular script in my local machine by using local agent. So what I'm going to select here, I'm going to go to more options and then I'm going to select local, where I'm going to select my local agent. Here my local agent is Ravi agent. How I set up my local agent, that I'm going to explain you in detail in my next lesson. Please subscribe to my channel to see how can we set up your local agent so that you can run your tests from anywhere from TestOps. Okay, so if you go back to another instance I opened here, TestOps, if you go to settings, right, under settings select test environments. Under test environments you have local, so you can see one Ravi agent status showing as green. That means this agent is up and running. I can show you same thing in here. So this agent is already running. I've started my agent. Okay, so how to configure the agent and then how can you start the agent, I'm going to explain in my next session. Okay, now let us select the local agent, Ravi agent, and then I would like to run these in Chrome browser. Save this one. And now the main part is go to advanced settings. Here if you see visual testing, where I would like to select generate a new baseline collection, because I'm running the scripts for the first time. Whatever the screenshots that we are capturing as a checkpoints, I would like to collect them and store them into a baseline so that I can compare my screenshots of my next run on new build with this baseline collection screenshots. Okay, so here you need to select create new baseline collection if you are running your test for the first time. Okay, then that's it. Rest all you can keep as is. Go back now. Now let us select run the scheduled test run. Now you can see our test run is completed, and let us go to reports here now and then go to test runs, and under test runs now you can see the latest run that we have performed, visual test run lesson 3. So let us click on this particular ID. Here I can see a link called visual testing. Let us click on this visual testing link. So this this takes you to the visual testing, right? And then select past. I can see all 4 screenshots. So now I can see all the 4 screenshots that we have taken as part of the script. You remember correctly, we have taken total 4 different screenshots as a checkpoints. So now I can see all of them. And one more thing is, because while scheduling our test run, we have selected to create a new baseline, right? So if you go to the baseline now, it should form a new baseline. So let's go to visual baseline collection. You should see a new baseline called visual test run lesson 3 baseline. This is your new baseline. Now you have these 4 screenshots as a baseline. Whatever the screenshots that we have taken in the current run, we have selected to create a new baseline. That's why it's created a new baseline for us now. Now let us assume there is a new build. There are some changes happened and your development team has made some changes to your code, and you want to make sure the changes does not impact your user interface and the content on your pages. So let's say I want to run this particular test script again on my new build, and I want to compare the pages with my baseline pages that we stored in earlier run, in earlier build. So let's schedule a test run now again. Now just think that we received a new build from developers. Okay, I'm going to make this as test run lesson 3 new build. Okay, I'm going to name this as new build and select Git repository, Katalon integration as usual. And what is your new test suite? The same test suite that we created earlier, right? Visual testing lesson 3 TestOps, which is coming from your GitHub. We already pushed the entire code base to the GitHub. What is that one? This code base, this one. I'm talking about this particular test suite. Visual testing lesson 3 TestOps test suite. This we already pushed to GitHub. That's why I'm getting from the GitHub. Okay. And here, this time what I'm going to do, instead of selecting the local test agent, I would like to select it as test cloud. What I'm going to select here, I'm going to select test cloud Chrome browser. Okay, this test cloud is related to TestOps, means Katalon cloud. Okay, and then here scroll down and go to advanced settings. Here for visual testing, this time I don't want to select as generate a new baseline because we already have a baseline. So this time I'm going to select the baseline that we created earlier. What was the baseline? Visual test run lesson 03. Visual test run lesson 03. This is the baseline that we created while running our script in our previous build. So I'm going to select that baseline and then leave rest of the fields as is. Go back here now and now run this. Before running this, I just want to make sure again, go to advanced settings. Now I can see I have a baseline as my previous run baseline. I have a baseline selected that we created in my previous run. Okay, so just go back here now. Now just run the script again. Now your new build has been scheduled and your new build has been triggered. Now it is running the same test suite on your new build. So now your test case execution is completed. So let's go back to again reports and test runs, select the latest test run that we performed on new build. This is the one, right? Visual test run lesson 3 new build. Select this ID and you can see here visual testing link here. Let's go to visual testing link. Now you can see one mismatch I can see here. Let's see what is this mismatch. This is really a problem or not. So you can see here, this is not a mismatch, a small difference at the bottom pixel. If I reduce this sensitivity or if I go back to layout, so I don't have any problem, everything is green. If I go to text content, I can see the content is same. So that means I can mark this as passed. What about other 3 screenshots? Let's go back to past. Now you have other 3 screenshots. These 3. See, all of them are matching. So there is no difference. So that's why if your test case is passed, you cannot change the comparison method. That means it's compared everything. It find everything correctly. So there is no issue in the second screenshot. There is no issue in the third screenshot. And the one that we just now resolved marked as passed also, because there is a small problem which I don't even care. So that's why we mark this as passed. So that means all our my baseline which we collected, this baseline in our earlier run in earlier build, and this is my current run in current build, right? In the same way here also, this is my baseline, this is my checkpoint, right? All of them are matching. So that means your current screenshots are matching with the screenshots available in your baseline which we collected in our earlier build. So this is how you can execute your Katalon visual test scripts from your TestOps without using Katalon Studio. If you have any queries, leave your queries in the comment box. I'll try to respond to your queries.